Welcome to.
Was that a weak one? That was a weak one.
That was a weak one.
It's a podcast, baby.
It's a struggle cast. No.
Oh yeah, bro. I got nothing but hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams.
And I barely have those. I barely.
Not dreams and nightmares, but hopes and dreams. Welcome to episode. It says 72, but it's 73 of the podcast. Damn, man. Can you believe we've done 73 of these?
I can't.
That's crazy. We started this, 2 years ago?
12 years ago. And
I still remember the first one that we recorded that never came out. It was like the test one.
Oh, it was like 4 guys sitting in the living room. Do you have that?
I probably do on here.
I would
somewhere.
like to hear that. Hear how awful. I feel like it was awful.
It was awful. I remember going back listening, and I remember for a split second I was like, "We shouldn't do a podcast." But then when it's just because what it was, it felt like because we would have these conversations where we would just talk about random questions, just whatever, being goofy, and then we were like, "Oh, let's just do that recording." But then what you tend to forget is that when you start recording, if people know they're being recorded, they kind of are like hesitant a little bit. So people are like, "Oh, it didn't feel,
I feel like
as
we
natural."
were in the living room and having a great conversation, and I was like, "Yo, let's just do a podcast right now." And then we turned on the mic, and it was just everybody just got quiet.
Exactly,
and it got awkward. Everybody
was like, it didn't feel as natural anymore. People felt like they had to perform in a way.
Right.
So hilarious.
It's the Super Bowl Sunday, bro.
It is Super Bowl Sunday. Hey, well, that's Monday Night Football, but whatever.
But Super Bowl doesn't have Super Bowl music.
Not that I know of.
No.
Yeah, the only thing I think of, you might not know this. There's a commercial break type of music where it's like, it's like kind of like.
I think that's either Fox or CBS.
That might be, but I know the Super Bowl's on Fox, so.
Football has hard music, bro.
It does.
All those.
Are you ready for some football?
Monday Night Party.
There was wasn't there that was like the main theme for a while besides that horn one, dun, 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 that one. But then it was that guy. I just remember that guy. He had like on a what are those?
Hank Williams.
Was it Hank Williams?
I think.
Oh, it probably was.
I don't know.
He was like this big guy. Always had a cowboy hat on.
Country guy.
Yeah. And then after that, I don't know if it changed it. I think they kept the dun 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 dun, but he had the you're ready.
Can I say the older I get, the less I care about football?
Whoa, that's interesting.
I've watched every playoff game this year. But I don't really care. I mean, I'm pulling for the Chiefs. I'd like to see the Chiefs win. I like Mahomes.
I get that. Yeah.
But yeah, the NFL I just don't.
It's interesting. Do you think that's because maybe like what? Well, let me ask you. I don't even know what I'm asking is, what do you think? Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe you just don't care about it as much as you used to? Or you just lost interest? Maybe the players that you grew up watching are gone, and you're like, well,
I don't know. It don't give me that zing anymore, bro.
I get that.
Don't put it. It is. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. It's kind of like we talked about this before because you go to a lot of the Hawks games, Atlanta Hawks games, and then after all, you're kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, last Hawks game I went to, I felt like I wasn't even there.
Wow,
I didn't even really enjoy it that much.
I get that
because okay, I got half a season ticket, and some of these games it's like kind of shitty games, and it's like, oh, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I got the ticket. I need to go to the game.
Was there any game that actually was like a good game that you saw?
Oh, plenty.
A bunch of them?
Plenty.
Did you ever get to see LeBron play in person?
Yes, that game was amazing.
Nice.
LeBron went. It was LeBron's birthday. He went off for like 47.
Damn.
There were even MVP chants at an away game. And then it felt like there was this respect for him. Like you know how, I don't know if you know, but when Jordan was playing in Jordan's last years, it was kind of like this tour. Yeah. And it felt like that. Like when the game was over, half of the arena stayed and just sat and watched LeBron. Wow. And there was just I've never seen that before.
That's crazy.
Just watched him, walk around
and they all kind of it does, like you saying, it sounds like a farewell tour,
kind of, even though he's got a couple years left.
Yeah, but it does seem though, watching him, because we've watched him grow up and get old, and he's still young and everything, but his basketball career wise, you can see could I imagine when I remember when he first got into the league and how he was just kind of just doing everything. He still does, but at an explosive rate that he was doing when he first came in. Because, he was 18, came in straight out of high school, dunking on people and just like putting on shows and stuff. But now it's like, oh, you actually see him as like this older guy for like playing basketball. I know he said, because he just beat, who is it? Was it Chamberlain's, the scoring record, or who was it?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem's
record. He's
record.
now the all-time leading scorer in the NBA.
That's crazy.
That was a good game to watch. I enjoyed watching that and seeing him pass that record. It was pretty cool.
That's wild. Do you think? I'm trying to think, because I know the last thing that he wants to do is play with his son for a year, like go somewhere or whatever, and he wants to play with him for a year, which is interesting. Do you so now that he kind of did that, because I've seen people ask this after he passed Kareem's record, where does he line up for you as far as like top greats, if at all? If
he's not number one, he's number two.
Wow.
I feel like he's got to be in your top two. People love Jordan. Jordan was amazing. Kind of sucks that Jordan retired and came back and retired. If Jordan would have kept playing, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe it would have been different.
I just would have enjoyed to see, because Jordan had 2 3-peats. Yeah. But what if he didn't retire for those 2 years?
Exactly.
But I don't know, man. I don't know if I put him above Jordan or Jordan above him. I don't know, but it's been great to see, and
yeah,
cool to see him. We're giving a lot of basketball talk on Super Bowl Sunday.
No. That's just how much we don't care about Super Bowl. No, I get that. But
there was some major trades. There was the craziest trade deadline maybe ever.
Oh yeah,
in the NBA.
KD going to Phoenix.
Kyrie got traded. Kyrie Irving got traded to the Mavericks. Russell Westbrook got traded to the Jazz. They're probably going to waive him. He's probably not going to play there.
Wow.
They were buying him out. And Kevin Durant got traded to the Suns. So it's a crazy, upheaval in the NBA.
It's super wild. Like I remember seeing it, and people were talking about like whenever the Kyrie trade happened, and they're like, "Wow, that's crazy," and then KD trade and stuff like that. It's just like super, super wild. It's crazy. A lot of stuff if you're into sports. If you're not, I'm sorry.
But yeah, there's a Super Bowl going on.
So you're pulling for the Chiefs?
Who you pulling for?
See, I actually want the Chiefs to win. I don't want the Eagles to win. But I have this feeling that I think they will win. I think the
Eagles are good.
They're like really good. I just don't. I can't deny that Jalen Hurts is an amazing like quarterback, and he's like just amazing. He's turning, if he hasn't already been called, he's like a superstar. Like he's just watching him play. You're like, damn, this is crazy.
How do you feel about the city of Philadelphia?
I don't like this.
Dude, that was my exact thoughts. I feel like
I have never heard good things about it. Now,
I feel like Philadelphia, their persona is like this rough, like bully. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I don't know. People there, there's the hardworking spirit. That's great and all, but I don't feel like I'd ever want to visit there.
So I'll say this because I don't want to just shit on them like the whole time.
I know, right?
Like I'm pretty sure there are good people there, but as far as like sports people there, I haven't heard the best about them.
The fans are
like
just
crazy, but I get it because either you got to think about it like, would you rather them be like all for their fans, or like all for their teams or whatever, or really not care? But then with that territory comes them being like assholes and stuff like that.
Dang, bro, I feel like it's just rough. It's just like a brick. It's just like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, definitely, definitely. But hey, like their team, like Philly, the Eagles are really good. So we'll see. Either this, because one of two things is gonna happen from the Super Bowl. Either one, the Eagles will win, and Philly's about to basically just like dunk on everybody and be like, yeah, blah blah blah, da da da. Or if they lose, they're gonna get made fun of for like a while.
Can I tell you what I do like about Philadelphia?
What's that?
Cheesesteaks.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I want to go have the authentic
cheesesteak.
That's the only reason I would want to go to Philadelphia. I'd go there, eat one cheesesteak, and leave.
Eat a cheesesteak, visit the Liberty Bell. Is that?
I had a layover in Philadelphia one time. I was there for a couple hours.
Really?
I ate a cheesesteak at the airport. It was terrible. It wasn't good at all.
It probably wasn't the place you want to get a cheesesteak.
You could get a better one up the street. So I had a Philadelphia cheesesteak at the airport.
I've heard there's a couple places. Everybody has a different place. I mean, people who are from Philly, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but a lot of them say everybody has a different place that they say you should get a cheesesteak from this place. And there's not like one distinct place.
Hey, Gino's.
Hey, go to Gino. Go Papa Juan's over there.
Papa Gino.
Papa Gino's.
I think it is Gino's, the most famous one. Maybe.
Maybe. Was that the one that was on that Travel Network show?
Better Call Saul.
Was it on Better Call Saul?
No.
But I mean, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have great Philly cheesesteaks. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's something cool, but I just haven't heard the best thing about those sports fans.
I've never seen a Rocky movie.
Really?
I've never seen not one Rocky movie.
I remember.
I'm very un-American.
I remember
that's an unpatriotic thing.
What always made me laugh was that people would make fun of Philly because they have a Rocky statue. They're like, you didn't even give a real person a statue. You had to give a fictional person a statue. That's how bad Philly was.
Dang. Are there any cities in America you would not want to visit?
Yes.
Where?
I wouldn't want to go to anywhere in Mississippi.
We don't even know cities in Mississippi.
I know. Jackson.
Okay, that's the only one.
But yeah, they still got some catching up to do. I can say that because I'm from Arkansas, so okay. I can say that.
Mississippi is right above Arkansas?
No, below.
Dang, my geography's Mississippi's below Arkansas.
Yeah, Mississippi. Depending on what you're talking about.
Are you sure?
If you're talking about oh no, yeah, no, it's next to it. Sorry, I thought you were talking about in ranking.
No, I was geographically.
No, it's to the left of, or excuse me, the right of Arkansas.
I gotta look at a damn map real quick. You got me all screwed up.
Whenever I would travel back home, I would go through Mississippi.
Okay.
I want to say it's like the right of it.
Do you make it a habit not to stop?
I make it a habit to never stop in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, it is a little
to the right, a little bottom right, a little bit, a little south, southeast. But it's
when
right next to Alabama.
When you stop in Mississippi, do they look at you funny?
When you stop in Mississippi, it kind of feels, you can feel the racism.
Around these parts.
Hey, son, what's your ethnicity? And then they pull out a gun and they're like,
we charge you extra for gas, boy.
But no, it's real chill, but it's just, they got catching up to do on a couple of things.
Racist?
Yeah.
It's like a racist chill.
Exactly. Yeah. Have you ever met a chill racist? No.
Screw that guy, but we ain't gonna mess with you.
Basically. Probably I wouldn't stop in, I didn't name a city, but Mississippi from the parts that I've been through. I'm trying to think of like other places I probably wouldn't want to stop in. Damn, this sounds bad because it's mostly all southern places. I was going to say Alabama, Birmingham, but
I feel like Alabama and Arkansas in my brain is just the same thing.
It probably could be.
Just because they sound the same and they're...
Yeah. What about you? Where would you not stop?
Oh.
You're looking at all the states.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the states right now. What's this thing going on with Ohio? Why does everybody talk about Ohio on the internet now?
I think
they're acting like Ohio's the new Florida.
Yeah.
The North.
They're like, it's this thing like I see on TikTok a lot in the comments where like if it's a funny video or if somebody gets hurt or something crazy happens.
It's in Ohio.
Yeah. No,
what is that?
They always say just an average day in Ohio.
Yeah, what is that? Why did that happen?
I think...
What's the origin
bro,
of that?
I actually had to look it up because I remember distinctly when it wasn't a thing and then when it started to happen.
Just recently, right?
People just decided to pick on Ohio because like Ohio's, I guess maybe is a wild place.
I'm going to say Ohio. I've heard Cleveland sucks. You know what I mean?
I've been to Cleveland. I've been in Ohio. Wasn't a lot going on. This was when LeBron was playing for Cleveland back then. It's funny because I actually visited when I was on tour with Crit. And we were in there, and supposedly there was word that he was going to come to the show.
Oh, LeBron.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, we're going to get to meet LeBron. Whoa. But things didn't work out.
Damn.
Stuff came up. I was like, damn. But other than that, it kind of reminded me of, if I had to put it, it's just like Ohio,
the rundown parts of Atlanta?
Basically. But it's like, it felt like the only thing they had going was like the basketball team. Have you ever been to Memphis?
No.
So Memphis, there's like a couple things to do in there, but it kind of feels like the only thing that you got in Memphis. No diss on Memphis because I've been there plenty of times, but you just have Beale Street, which is like this little mile long or whatever, where it's a bunch of bars and people go party. Mm-hmm. And then the basketball team, that's all you got. Not too much going on. But yeah.
I keep feeling like I have to sneeze, but it won't come. Memphis ribs. Did you have ribs when you were in Memphis?
No.
Dang, bro.
I don't eat too much ribs. Like I just don't eat them.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think. I've never even had the infamous Chili's baby back ribs. Never had those. Really? Yeah. I used to love their sliders though. Bro, I would eat their sliders as a meal. Bruh.
The ribs are awesome.
Nice. No, I've never had ribs.
Memphis dry rub. You gotta get the dry rub.
The dry.
They rub it dry.
The other day, not the other day. Yesterday was the second time I've ever had oxtail. I never had oxtail.
Kind of tastes like beef stew.
Basically,
it's good.
It's really good. Yesterday,
it's expensive as fuck though.
It is. Yesterday, my partner and I, we went to her mom's, and they were like, "We're gonna order food. What do y'all want? Do y'all want chicken, beef, or oxtail?" And I said oxtail. And then I ate it, bro. I kid you not. I ate like a whole. They gave you like a bunch of food for like cheap. This place, it was down south in Fayetteville. Got it. Bunch of rice, bean, whatever, and some cabbage. Ate the oxtail. After I was done, I was about to pass out. It's one of those. Yeah, one of those things. I was like, whoa, and I was starving too. Crazy.
You ever ate goat?
Never had goat. Have you? Really? What does it taste like?
Caribbean places serve that. Same type of places that serve oxtail will have goat sometimes.
What does it taste like?
I don't really like it. It kind of makes me think of lamb. Just kind of like. Have you had lamb?
Yeah, I've had lamb.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it has this like.
We're a little funky.
Yeah.
Not funky, but like this little thing is like
tang
whoa.
to it, little twang.
Yeah.
What's funny was that reminds me of I went on this trip when we went to where her dad was from on the islands, and they're Caribbean West Indian people, and they eat goat. They eat a lot of things. And I remember someone said, "Does anybody want goat?" And I was like, "Oh, I've never had goat." And like one of her relatives was like, "You've never had goat? Oh my God, you have to eat goat." And I was like, "I don't want to eat goat. Like, I don't want to eat it." She was like, "Please, just eat it. Please, just try it." And I was like, all I could think of was like a little baby goat. And I was like, I can't do it.
You could have had that authentic shit, bro.
That
was the you don't get more authentic than that.
Very true. They're like, they'll even kill it for you right in front of you.
He's right there. That one.
Pick one. No, I don't want to do that. That's funny. That makes me think, have you ever had any fish where they serve it where like it still has the face on it?
No. Have you?
No, never. I can't eat that.
Yeah.
Could you eat it?
Sure. I mean, I've caught fish before, and it's a real living thing. And then we've cooked that fish, so it's just
my grandparents on my mom's side, they would do that. When my grandfather was a fisherman, he had a boat, and so he would like he loved oysters. He would like catch oysters and shrimp and fish or whatever. And so he was actually like old school where we would go out to fish, capture 3 or 4 fishes for the day, and then he would like descale it, do all that. And I was just like, I can't do it, man. Can't eat it. I can't descale it. It feels weird to me.
You ever had alligator?
Alligator? Oof. No, that's super country.
Yeah.
Never. You? What does it taste like? Chicken?
It's like chicken, but like rubbery, right? You gotta like chew it and chew it and chew it and chew it. But it's like a fishy chicken.
Fishy chicken.
There's a little bit of fish there.
Huh.
And it's like rubbery.
That's wild.
Rubber fish chicken.
That makes me think of like, who was the first person that discovered that you could eat alligator like that? Because that's such a dangerous animal to hunt.
Oh, maybe somebody just found a dead one and they're like, hey,
we got nothing else to eat.
Chop it up.
That's crazy because they got tough skin, don't they? They have like tough skin. I wonder, do you just break through it with a knife or something?
I guess. I mean, what else would you break through it with?
I don't know, a hammer? No. Maybe it has like an outer shell. Kind of like a crab or a lobster. You have to break it with something.
Yeah, I don't know.
This makes me think, let's say apocalypse happens, right? Bunch of people pass away from the apocalypse and you're like one of the last, let's just say 10,000. So it goes from 8 billion to 10,000 people. Okay. Now you guys have to restart society and you have to hunt for your food and grow it. Do you think that you could hunt and like kill and cook your food like they used to do?
You have to, or you die.
Okay. True.
Is either choose that or choose death.
Plants? You could grow plants.
Well, I don't know plants well enough. I mean, could you go walk out there and figure out what to eat?
Probably not. I'd need a book to see what's edible and what's not.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be tough.
That would be tough.
I'd try. But then you got to make a bow and arrows, or you got to have a gun and ammo.
Or you get a stick with a spear on it, add like a sharp rock, tie it together.
It sounds difficult.
No, No, I mean, just tired. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd figure it out.
You said, nah. You know how hard it is to see an animal in the wilderness and then get close enough to throw a spear?
Well, maybe you go fishing. You just sit there.
Nah,
that'll be tough. But still, I'd do that and be like, and just try to time it, you know?
Yeah. I'd go fishing. We'd probably all be dead.
Probably. But I'm pretty sure somebody would survive. Be like, oh, I'm a hunter. I can hunt. And be like, oh, bet you got to stick with them.
Yeah.
And so, nice.
That makes me think of, have you been watching The Last of Us?
Damn, I have not.
You haven't seen any of the episodes?
No.
Watch it, bro. It's turning up now.
I got to, because
the last episode turned up.
Did it? It finally went over the edge?
They took it, here's a notch, and they took it up a notch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They did.
I'm going to sit down and watch it probably this week, because I know I'm going to play the game, and I know it's it's diverted from the game a little bit as far as story-wise, and so I think this series is only going to be 9 episodes, if I remember right.
Okay.
I think so. I think they said it because they've already been renewed for a second season because it's doing so well. But I do want to watch it because those clickers, is that what they call them in the show? Them things look scary. And so it's interesting to see them. And so I'm going to sit down and watch it. But I've heard that the last episode was crazy from TikTok and stuff.
It was good.
Nice. I need to sit down and watch.
They were zombies.
I've been waiting for The Boys to come back. Did you ever finish The Boys?
No, I didn't watch that
season. Man, talk about turning up. They turn up in that show. It's just like it's wild.
I need to watch this show.
I need to watch that. You put on Pedro voice.
I need to. Turn it up several notches.
But yeah, I need to sit down and watch it. There was a movie I just recently watched because I'm going through and trying to watch movies that I haven't seen.
Titanic?
No, I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
I remember. Do you know this? So I watched that when it first came out in the early 2000s, if I remember, or late like 99 or something.
Okay.
I remember watching the theater, and I remember my mom wanted to go watch it, and she was like, she's like, well, if you're going to movies, we're going to watch this. And I was like, how boring of a movie. I don't want to see this love story between these people on this boat that sinks.
And then you saw the girl naked and you were like, oh, okay.
I remember I was like, no, I was there. I was like, not bad. It's all right.
That's your reaction to everything. You could win the lottery. You'd be like, okay.
I guess I'm not gonna lie. You're probably right.
I guess I have millions of dollars now.
I would, if I won the lottery, I would be like, damn, nice. Okay, cool. Just go about my day and like rest of my life just chilling. But I went to the theater, and the one moment that stuck for me from that movie was when the ship split in half, and then that one bottom was up, and people were trying to hang on, and before jumping into it, and it was sinking.
And then the guy jumped off and hit the propeller.
Yep, that was the one thing that I said, "Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?" And I remember I was the only one that kind of was like, oh, in the theater. And I was like, everybody else is like taking this seriously. I was like, whoa, something wrong with me.
Jack.
And then I remember thinking, I was like, I was like, it was all right.
Jack, there's not enough room on this board for 2 of us.
I remember
that
thinking
was the one thing that sucked about that movie.
Yeah.
Everyone that watched that movie was like, yo, there's enough room on that goddamn board for both of y'all.
He could have lived. Now here's a theory. Do you think maybe she didn't want him to live? And she lied because she was like, I'm not really feeling Jack at all. Jack.
You're the poor class, Jack. I need me a rich man.
Exactly. And then she was like, whatever.
Then in her 70s and 80s and 90s, she's like, oh, I should have given him the diamond. I should have.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have saved Jack.
Exactly. But she's just playing it up to seem innocent. Actually, she's evil.
Damn, Rose. That was her name, right? Rose?
Rose.
That's
so funny.
You're going to live to be old, Rose.
We're back.
So
we were actually just talking about this Super Bowl food.
Oh.
If you could have the perfect Super Bowl party with whatever food you wanted, you could only pick 3 though. 3 things. Now that includes drinks, and that includes like soda, whatever. And you have to pick 3 for hosting a party. What you gonna pick?
So damn, a drink is included in the 3?
Yep.
Goddamn, bro.
You don't have to have drinks. You don't have to.
We just gonna be thirsty. We just gonna be thirsty the whole time.
Yeah.
What about water? I feel like water
will be free. Water will be free. Water will be free.
So we need wings, right?
No, yeah. I mean, that's an option.
We need wings.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It's tough, ain't it?
This has to be American food.
Nothing crazy. Yeah.
Nothing. We can't bring Chinese or Mexican into this. Strictly United States of America.
Yeah. Exactly. Damn, you're stumped.
I feel like hamburgers, yo.
Yeah,
you gotta have cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
That's American.
That's good.
And then fuck it, Coca-Cola. There's nothing more American than Coca-Cola.
That's true.
Wings. Oh, pizza. Oh, that's Italian. That's not American.
Yeah, true. Oh, you were like, oh, pizza.
Damn.
What I would pick,
yeah,
I'd have wings, burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was going to say chips and dip, but it had to be specific. It couldn't be like salsa because that's Latin. Mexican.
Well, you're Latin, so you're allowed.
But we're saying American only, though.
So that was my rule.
Oh, yours? Oh, boy, I'm about to have quesadillas. No.
That was my rule.
I probably would have, I'd keep water, to be honest. Then I'd have wings, sliders. So not a full cheeseburger. Baby burgers. That's very American. And then I got it. No, okay. So wings, sliders, water's free, and what's it called? I'm about to say chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. You know what's underrated?
What's that?
But it has to be cooked like by your mother. Mm-hmm. Chili.
Oh,
I feel like you order chili from some places. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mom cooks chili, you got the melted cheese on top. You got the beans and the meat.
Put some, what is it, Frito-Lays or Frito chips, the scoops.
What we do, we'd get saltines. My dad loves saltines.
Yeah.
So you take a scoop of chili, put it on the saltine. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. That actually, damn, that makes me want chili for later today. Damn, that is good because I haven't had a good bowl of chili in a long time.
Like that's Kansas City right there. That's the chili.
Yeah.
Are they the chili people?
They might be. Them. I know it's a lot of southern and maybe Midwestern places that do chili really well. Damn, that's interesting. That made me forget what you meant.
If you take a burger, a full-size burger, and you cut it in fours, does it become sliders?
Yeah.
Okay.
It becomes sliders. And so, because you could do it that way, or if not, you could get Hawaiian rolls and like chop the meat up or make little meat sliders or whatever and then just put them in there. Very simple. All this is making me hungry.
Yeah. What's more American than the Super Bowl? Nothing.
Is there nothing?
This is the biggest American tradition.
It probably is. I'm trying
4th of July, Super Bowl.
4th of July, Super Bowl. I'm trying to think of like all the American holidays.
Rihanna's performing.
Oh yeah. It's so funny. I've seen on TikTok, people are like, she better perform the classics, like the hits.
What? Of course.
But because they were saying, they were making fun of, she better not perform. What's the song she put out on Black Panther 2? She put on this, like, is a tribute song.
No, that wouldn't be done in the Super Bowl. She's going to do Run This Town, her hook on Run This Town. She got to do Umbrella because that's most people know her for Umbrella. She can
do Ponder Replay.
I don't know. Maybe for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, she'll be like, enough.
Yeah. She's got some classic.
Let me ask you this. Do you think she's going to have any guests? Like as far as, I'm trying to think of all the songs that she's had features on.
Maybe Jay-Z Run This Town.
Oh, yeah. Jay-Z. Kanye?
I don't think Kanye. No. I feel like he's too controversial
they wouldn't
right
allow
now
him
to be on the Grammys. Not Grammys, to be a halftime Super Bowl thing.
They wouldn't allow him on there.
Think A$AP Rocky's going to get up there?
Probably. I could see that. But I'm trying to think.
I don't want to see A$AP Rocky. I mean, shout out to A$AP Rocky. Shout out to that guy. You know what I'm saying?
He'll probably be on the. I mean, that's that's the dad of the baby.
They don't have any songs together. He just might be up there standing, just
He might be looking cool. He'll be in the background or something like. Yeah, that's my. I'm trying to think of like. Juicy J, was it?
Juicy J is not performing at the Super Bowl, is he? I don't know. Has he already performed at the Super Bowl? Katy Perry. He had a huge song with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Did he perform at the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't Rihanna and Juicy J do a song together?
Yeah, they had a big song.
Bands? No, not Bands.
Yeah, was it Bands?
Or no, I thought that was his song.
Better have my money. Bitch, better have my money.
You're
that
right.
wasn't Juicy there.
No. I'm thinking because Rihanna has a beat that sounds just like Bands Will Make Her Dance.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Same thing. And I was like, who the fuck produced this and just ripped off the beat?
She's got Diamonds.
Oh yeah, Diamonds on Forever.
No.
That's the Shine Like a Diamond.
Yeah.
Shine like a diamond.
She got the wag.
Oh yeah. Oh, Drake? No, he's not coming out there.
That would be big.
They do what's the song?
What?
The one that they did together?
Work.
Was it Work?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the one?
They might have a couple. They have like 2.
Oh, okay. Now let me ask you this: where do you think this performance will rank? Do you think
number 1 of all time, bro?
Of all time? Oh, that's right. You love Rihanna. I forgot about that.
Come on, bro.
Damn, bro.
It's going to eclipse.
No.
We never got a Michael Jackson halftime Super Bowl, did we?
Yes, we did.
We did?
It was the first Super Bowl halftime, like when a musician did it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I need to do some Googles.
I learned this on TikTok. He basically was the first one that before artists started to perform at the Super Bowl halftime, it was a bunch of bands and whatever, and people weren't watching it. And then the show, I'm going to make sure I credit them, In Living Color, started to do this thing where they would have their own halftime show, and they would have a clock on there to let you know how long before the game came back on, and then they could switch back to whatever channel it was on.
Wow.
Then because of that, I think it was CBS and just everybody NFL were like, we got to spice it up. And Michael Jackson was the first one to do a halftime show, and it was like one of the biggest.
Damn.
So, because we had, I think, a lot of the greats. We've had like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Prince, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, just a lot of great people. The only people that were gonna perform but they did not was Outkast, if I remember right, because they decided to not perform. They didn't think it was right or something like that.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, and then plus, if you perform at the halftime show of the Super Bowl, you don't get paid for it.
Right.
And because the offset of that is that supposedly everybody, if they look at it statistically, every artist that's performed at the halftime Super Bowl, their music streams and everything takes a big bump.
Yeah.
And so more people hear them, more people discover them that maybe didn't know about them.
Yeah.
And then the music just goes up more. And so they're taking it as like in a way that's kind of like a clout thing. Like, I'll give you clout.
Well, I mean, it's the biggest. You get millions of eyes on you.
Very true.
What's the one thing that all of America watches at the same time? Like the inauguration?
Olympics, maybe? No.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Olympics. Super Bowl.
Price is Right.
Maury.
Jerry Springer.
Damn, I missed that show. I remember watching that, and I remember...
You know he was a politician?
He was? What? I didn't know that.
Bro, Jerry Springer was a politician.
Do you know for what state?
I think Cincinnati. He was like the mayor of Cincinnati.
What?
Let me Google this to make sure I'm not lying. I swear to God. I saw this little documentary on him, and he was actually like a really good guy.
Wow.
And then he started telling people if they're the father or not.
That's hilarious. That makes me think of...
former mayor of Cincinnati.
Wow.
I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that.
That's crazy.
Jerry was born in London? Bro, he's a Brit? What the fuck? He's not even American.
That makes me
That don't feel right. That feels wrong.
Almost. But he played off. He actually doesn't sound British or anything.
British American broadcast? Bro, everything in my life is a lie, bro.
Oh my God.
His real name is Gerald? Oh my God.
Gerald Springer.
Oh, this is mind-blowing.
That's hilarious. That makes me think, do you ever remember? I remember Jerry Springer was the first time like a TV show made me feel like I shouldn't be watching it because I felt like I was too young. And then do you remember they used to have Jerry Springer After Dark?
No, Jerry Springer After Dark.
That's where like people would like it would be Jerry Springer, but it was uncensored. And so like what would happen is sometimes they'd have strippers or they would have different things, whatever, kind of like a Girls Gone Wild type of thing. And basically they were getting wild or whatever. It was like a regular show, but they didn't censor anything like curse words, or if somebody got nude or something like that, they didn't censor it.
What?
It was like a pay-per-view you had to pay for.
Wow. How do you know about this? You paid for it?
No, because I would always see the ads for it. What? And I'd be like, I was like, is there somewhere I could like watch this illegally? Like,
All right. Gerald Norman Springer
Norman
was born in the London Underground station of Highgate while the station was in use as a shelter from German bombing during World War II.
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Damn,
bro. It's a wild world we live in.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And then I remember, this is how much I was into like that type of stuff is, Jerry Springer, they also had a clash with Oprah.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
So I would watch VH1 sometimes, and there was this show that I would always watch called I Love the 80s or I Love the 90s, and I loved that show. And I always watch it, and they were always talking about pop culture and stuff. And so I would always catch it. And there was this thing where if you're a TV show, you're always trying to get big ratings. Like you're always trying to get millions of viewers and if you get a lot of viewers, your show's going to keep going and you're going to keep making money. Well, for the longest time, Oprah, she had her show and people loved her show, and Jerry Springer was like the complete opposite of her.
Okay.
And people were like, you shouldn't be watching Jerry Springer. This is like the devil. When he kind of played into that, and he would just have like these crazy things happen, and his ratings kept going up and up and up and up. And then they're like, they'll never beat Oprah. And then one day they did. Like they beat him as far as like more people watched Jerry Springer than they did Oprah.
Dang, bro.
And it was like a whole like a battle for TV viewers and shit like
Trashy versus classy.
Very true.
Trashy won.
It's so funny. But
Oprah's still, is her show still come on?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like syndicated or something. She has her own network.
And what's Jerry doing now?
Jerry's probably retired.
Damn.
He's probably not doing anything.
Oprah won, bro. Trashy beat classy in the short term.
True.
But classy beat trashy in the long term.
So Oprah,
that's a life lesson for you right there.
Jerry won the battle, but Oprah won the war.
Life lesson. You might have fun being a little trashy.
Basically.
But being classy is going to take you further.
That's so funny. That's true.
You hear me?
You hear me? That's hilarious. But yeah, that's like a whole throwback to like the early 90s, 2000s from what I remember.
Yeah.
That's all that. Was there any TV shows that you distinctly watched? Like, for example, let's say you were sick from school or something. Was there anything that you always watched that was on TV because it was on TV?
When you say because it was on.
Yeah, like, because now, before then, we didn't have YouTube where we could watch things or like Netflix.
You know what I used to be hooked on?
What?
TRL.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch TRL and 106 in Park.
I
loved both of those shows.
They were amazing.
And yeah, just to see the, all the music, and I was hooked.
I remember that, yeah, because I used to watch TRL a lot. And then 106 in Park, early in the morning, if I ever stayed home from school because I was sick or something, there would always be The Price is Right is on. And then, of course, there'd be those soap opera show, Days of Our Lives and stuff like that. And then eventually Maury would come on. I even remember slightly, this is super old, watching Supermarket Sweepstakes, if you remember that show. Man, I love that show. I wanted to be on that show. But yeah, that's what I ended up watching. Oh, and then now all the kids today, they just fucking turn on YouTube and Netflix.
This is true.
Things have changed. Can you imagine what it'll be like in like 20 years?
I don't know. I have no idea.
They'll be like, oh, I've got it plugged into my head already. I can just...
Damn, have you downloaded the new Stranger Things season 20?
Season 20, Jesus Christ. There's a new person on there named 22.
11 got multiplied.
Hilarious. Man, Clap's letting down this episode.
Bro,
welcome back to the podcast.
It's a podcast.
Before we get into the questions from last time, there were a couple things I wanted to throw in because I did look these up, which was crazy.
Oh my God, I'm not prepared.
Two things. Okay. Excuse me. It says that here, this is from, I found this on IGN. Scientists discover potentially habitable world where night never turns to day.
Oh, shit.
It says astronomers believe that the newly discovered Wolf 1069b, which orbits a red dwarf star 31 light years from Earth, may be worth searching for signs of extraterrestrial life, even though one side of it is locked in eternal night.
I have this weird idea.
Mm-hmm.
So some planets, right? They're locked to where one side of them is extremely hot and faces the sun.
Yeah.
And then the other side of them is dark and extremely cold.
Mm-hmm.
But life could live in that little sunset region. In the little region in between. That'd be cool if life was just permanently a sunset.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay.
Shout out to that planet, bro.
Hopefully
Hopefully there's some aliens up there.
That actually brings me to my next thing. Did you hear about the supposed UFO that was shot down over Canada?
UFO.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I got something else. You talk about that.
Oh, I was going to say, it says here, this is from the New York Times. It says,
New York Times?
Yep. An American fighter jet acting on the orders of President Biden and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada shot down another unidentified flying object on Saturday. Canadian and American officials said in the latest installment of the drama playing out in the skies of North America. Because, there was that balloon that they shot down.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh, it says here, this is from, I don't know who said this. From Trudeau. I ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace. He said, an American F-22 with the North American Aerospace Defense Command, which is operated jointly by the U.S. and Canada, downed the object over the Yukon Territory. Now, it says here, as with the object that Biden ordered shot down near Alaska on Friday, officials say they had yet to determine just what had been blasted out of the sky over the Yukon, which borders Alaska. And it said, Trudeau said he had spoken with Mr. Biden on Saturday afternoon, saying Canadian forces will now recover and analyze the wreckage of the object.
Bro, what's going on?
I don't know.
Because China, so there's these spy drone balloon things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was lasers being shot over Hawaii. Did you see that video?
Mm-mm.
And they think that was a Chinese thing too.
Uh-oh.
And Hawaii is like this weird strategic thing. I wonder if, because Pearl Harbor, they attacked Hawaii instead of attacking not China, but what was that? Japan.
Yeah.
And also they say that the balloon was over. So the one that went over America was over. Not the Hawaii in America, but it was over like a missile area in Montana.
Trying to see
what's going on, China.
Trying to see how many missiles we actually got.
But you know what's interesting?
What's that?
So that balloon actually went over the PD area, which I'm from, and one of my boys took a picture of it.
Wow.
This is the actual balloon.
That's crazy.
It went over PD. Bro, they shot it down in Myrtle Beach.
Wow.
Off the coast of Myrtle Beach is where they shot it down. They waited for it to get over the ocean, and they shot it down.
Oh, damn. They didn't want it to hit people.
And I told my boys, I'm like, what the hell are they looking at in South Carolina? Nothing. Like, there's nothing there.
Nothing.
That had to be a mistake. China, you're fucking up.
What if they got a hit out for you? Like, we got to secret Jeremy.
No, I'm not that important.
That's crazy.
Right?
What a small world.
I know.
That's so wild.
It flew like over my parents' house. Like,
did your dad pull out a gun? He was like, let's shoot it down.
He wasn't aware of it until after the fact.
He's like, oh, I would have shot that thing down.
But yeah, man, I hope there isn't a war coming.
I hope not.
China could potentially, because there was all these rumors about them fucking with Taiwan, and supposedly if they fuck with Taiwan, we're getting involved.
We have to get involved
because we're buddies with Taiwan. In Taiwan, there's this weird company in Taiwan that's like the only company in the world that makes microchips.
Yeah.
And so if that company goes down, there's just some shit that's gonna hit the fan, bro.
No, better hold on to your microchips, man, because that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But because I know, there's that whole thing. Because I could be speaking out my ass here, but China is trying to claim Taiwan, right? If I remember correctly,
something going on there. Yeah.
As like they're like, no, we're taking over Taiwan. This is ours, type of thing. Yeah, we own it. And U.S. is like, nope, they're part of our allies. You got to leave them alone.
Yeah.
Don't do it. And it's this constant game of like, do something with it. Yeah, they're like, oh, we're just going to test the waters. What if we send somebody over there? Da, da, da. And then it's like this constant back and forth of like, somebody's waiting for the first person to swing. Yeah. And then after that, see what happens.
I don't know, bro. It's a little scary.
I keep forgetting about it because I'd be so lost, but I'm just like, man, I hope nothing goes down. I just want to chill.
They claim that this was a meteorological weather type thing and that we shouldn't have shot it down. And they say there could be repercussions of us shooting it down, and they're going to shoot our shit down if our shit is, whatever.
If we have a balloon up there.
Yeah.
My thing that it doesn't make sense if they say that, because I'm like, Well, if it is that, how come you didn't tell us? Or
They
like
said it malfunctioned.
it malfunctioned?
Yeah.
Oh wow, huh? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's hopefully Biden doesn't turn into what is it, Dark Brandon and
Turn into what?
Dark Brandon.
What's that?
You don't know what that is?
Dark Brandon.
Where it's like it sounds like he's like he turns evil in a way. I don't know if you've seen like videos of him like talking about people and he's like,
Biden?
oh, yeah, you haven't.
What is Dark Brandon? What is that?
I don't know. They made it up. Somebody made it up because Biden has this persona of like, he seems kind of lost, whatever, but there'll be moments where he'll be giving a speech or saying something, whatever, and people will ask him or try to like be like, you gotcha, and he'll kind of flip it and then be like, oh, you think that's smart? Type of thing where it's like he's kind of like it almost seems like he flipped, and you're like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And he did that at what's it called at did you see that State of the Union address? Where he did the State of the Union address where he was talking to all of Congress, and he was like, well, it seems like the Republicans don't want to do Medicaid or healthcare or anything like that. And then you hear the people go, all the Republicans or whoever voted against it were like, boo. It's like, oh, so I mean, y'all don't want to help the people, right? And the way he's talking is very like this dude seemed different.
Okay.
And so, but anyway, moving on to the questions for the week. Last week we asked 2 questions. My question was, I wanted to know what was the month where people break up the most in, if I remember correctly.
You said something about Valentine's Day also. How many people break up during Valentine's Day?
During Valentine's Day or before or after, or like do more people break up before Valentine's Day or after? Because like, some people might not want to buy gifts or some people just plan it like that. And I can go first if you want me to go first. Okay. So one thing that I found here, let me actually, hold on. Let me, 1 second. I gotta look up this one thing here.
We gotta tell people how good or bad their Valentine's Day is gonna be. Are you gonna be that percentage that loses your love?
That's hilarious.
Are you gaining love or are you losing love?
So here's the thing that I found. What the hell? Get this ad off my phone.
It sounds like a Royal Rumble upstairs.
It does. This is my dogs. They're like probably playing and like arguing with each other. It says here that for most people, for Valentine's Day, more breakups happen the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, now dubbed Red Tuesday, than any other day of the year. And the weeks following Valentine's Day see the highest rates of breakups than any other time of the year. So,
so it says Valentine's is the most breakup time of the year?
That's what it says.
That's weird. I Googled something that told me something different.
So I'm actually also going to mention this here. I also found an article here that says 7 popular times of the year relationships breakups happen. Number 1 is Valentine's Day. It says here is that Valentine's Day is a day when blah, blah, blah. It's a day when people take shock, blah, blah. Hold on, I'm trying to see something. People break up on Valentine's Day for so many reasons, which is like excessive pressure or they plan the breakup, which is always interesting to me. I never understood breaking up on a holiday or like why not doing it beforehand. But anyway, number 1, Valentine's Day. Number 2, spring.
That's weird. When I Google that comes up.
Interesting. Let's see. It might be a time. Interesting. Because that is in the list here.
Okay.
But this one, so spring is a common time right before where people break up because you got to think about it. If they want to be single, they want to be single for the summer because people are trying to have fun. Some people, this is number 3, April Fool's Day breakup.
Oh, damn.
They do it on April 1st.
Bro, that's ruthless.
That is ruthless. They're like, oh, April Fool's. And they're like, no.
Nah, this ain't no fools.
For some reason, this says number 4 that a lot of people get broken up on a Monday of all days.
Yeah, Mondays suck.
Maybe that's why.
It's like you go to work, your work sucks, and then maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend's just hitting you and you're like, man, fuck this person.
Exactly.
I'm out.
Number 5, summer breakups. Summer is also like, it's number 5 on the list of the 7. So, summer, people want to be free for summer, be able to roam, do whatever. Number 6, 2 weeks before Christmas break or before Christmas. So they're like, I didn't want to buy you a gift, so I'm breaking up with you. And then the last one, some people on this list, Christmas Day.
What?
Yeah. Christmas Day, people get broken up on.
Damn.
So, very wild. So, hopefully, everybody is celebrating a happy Valentine's Day. Because it's the 12th when we're recording this. So, hopefully, everybody has a good Valentine's Day. But anyway, that was my question.
Get your love.
What was yours from last week?
Grab it. So I had two questions.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a lake and a pond,
Mm-hmm.
an ocean and a sea?
Oh, yeah.
And then what is the shortest, smallest mountain in the world?
That's right.
Okay, so the difference between a lake and a pond, different people say different things. One person says from a naming perspective, there's no precise difference between a lake and a pond. Although lakes are generally larger and or deeper than water bodies named ponds. Water bodies. Ooh.
Huh. Water bodies.
You got that water body. There's another thing that says I think lakes are 1 acre of water, where ponds are maybe less than 1 acre of water.
Interesting.
So who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Difference between an ocean and a sea. Seas are smaller than oceans. I think we probably knew that. And are usually located where the land and ocean meet. Typically, seas are partially enclosed by land. Seas are found on the margins of the ocean and are partially enclosed by land. I feel like I just said that. Here you can see the Bering Sea is a part of the Pacific Ocean. I almost said specific ocean.
Specific.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, seas are just smaller oceans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting.
So here's the interesting stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mountains. Right?
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be a rule for a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
What can be a mountain?
Yeah.
Bro, there's no rules.
No rules.
There's no rules to this shit, bro. If you want to be a mountain, you can be a mountain.
Wow.
Here's the key thing.
Uh-huh.
You have to believe, right?
To believe, okay.
And then you have to get people on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if me and you look at that over there and we're like, that's a mountain, and then the city's like, nah, that's not a mountain. But then we get enough people to tell the city like, yo, that's just a mountain. It's a mountain.
Then they have to agree.
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Wow.
So, top 10 lowest mountain elevations and their names and photos, which, names and photos, you're not going to. Anyway, number 1, Jinan, China. Bro, this joint is 0.6 meters.
Wow.
I Googled what a meter is. A meter is kind of a yard, I guess.
Damn.
So this joint is like 2 feet. Shout out to this mountain, bro. In China, if you think you're a mountain, you can be a mountain, bro.
That's hilarious.
There's another joint in Japan. Look at that. Look at that mountain.
Oh,
that's
my
a mountain
God.
right there.
That's hilarious.
3 meters. That joint's about, three or no.
That's
a
5
yard.
big footsteps.
That's like 9 feet. There's another joint in China. Bro, China's just, they got the game on the small mountains.
Yeah, I know.
China's like, yo, that's a fucking mountain right
That's
there.
a mountain. That's a historic mountain.
So yeah, Japan.
Wow.
Here Mount Pleasant.
Mount
USA.
Pleasant.
Is that in Oh no, that's not South Carolina. That's in Texas.
Interesting. Mount Pleasant.
Because there's a Mount Pleasant in South Carolina.
Okay.
There's a spot in Australia. Now see, these might make more sense. 43 meters.
Yeah, that's okay.
Multiply 43 times 3. That's how many feet it is.
Damn.
That's
Yeah, that's a good walk.
100 something feet. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good couple climbs.
But if you believe it, you can achieve it. You know what I'm saying? Just put your heart and mind to it. And anything you want to do in life, you can be. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay, so then
you can turn what was that saying? Don't make a
mole out of a mountain, or a mountain out of
turn a molehill into a mountain.
Yeah, or don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
You can if you want to.
Very true. I'm like, it's a mountain. You're like, well, I guess it is.
There's no rules to this shit, bro.
So then now questions for next week, the next episode.
Just live your life.
What's your question?
I
have mine.
Oh no, I got it. Okay. What is the most rare?
Boy, I thought you were about to say the most racist.
What is the most rare animal that you can legally eat? Because
whoa, okay.
There's lots of shit like in China where they eat illegal animals like alligator soup, turtle soup. There's some shit they eat because it like makes your performance better and it's an endangered animal.
Rhino horn. Wow.
Yeah, some shit like that.
That's crazy.
But I want to know what's the legal shit, but it's rare.
But it's rare.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Like who's out there eating purple dolphin?
Purple dolphin.
You know what I'm saying? Blue
whales.
Blue
lagoon.
Dingo.
All right, so I'm actually going to stick on the subject because this will be after the fact.
Okay.
Of Valentine's Day, where I want to know, this is two. There's a main question and a subset question.
Okay.
My first thing is, what country has the highest divorce rate in the world?
USA.
You think so?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think so. What country has the highest divorce rate? Also, what country has the highest successful like marriage rate as far as like
which country has the lowest divorce rate?
Sorry, lowest divorce. Thank you.
The highest and the lowest.
Highest and the lowest.
Yeah.
And then secondly, to keep it here in the USA, which state has the highest divorce rate and which state has the lowest? So that way we can look at the countries, but then I want to look at the US.
So what's the happiest state?
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's either a southern state or it's a southern Midwest state. I think, because I think the bigger cities, I think they have high divorce
What about
rates.
Hawaii?
Oh, I mean,
the land of paradise.
That's actually. Do you think it's what is it, paradise in heaven over there?
Maybe. What if it's the least sparsely populated place? Because in Montana, there's not a lot of people.
True.
So if you get you a woman in Montana, you got to hang on to her. Or you might have to go get with a bison. You know what I'm saying?
I could see that.
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting because it does make me curious because
that's a great question.
It makes me think of, how there's always like those studies of like who are the happiest people in the world.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like New Zealand or something like that.
I wonder if it's going to be related to money. Do we think poor people get divorced more or less than rich people?
Oh, that's a good question. That is an interesting question.
Because you struggle, right?
Yeah. And that can have an effect. Yeah.
Does the struggle help the love? Like we got to get we're in this together, baby. Or does the struggle break apart love?
Exactly. Love don't pay bills.
Or does money even equate to the struggle? Are rich people
unhappy?
More unhappy than struggling people?
That's a very philosophical question. Oh boy, we getting deep here.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's the podcast.
That's it.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to episode 73 of the Not All Here podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're listening, just go into YouTube and look up Not All Here podcast. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we upload the podcast. Also, if you're watching it, you can also listen to the audio version of the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Just type in Not All Here podcast and it'll pop up. And make sure to follow the podcast on all social media platforms for TikTok and Instagram and I think Twitter. Do we even have Twitter?
No,
I keep forgetting. On TikTok and Instagram, it's at Not All Here podcast. And make sure to follow our personal pages. Mine is It's Easy L.
JRB, the producer. Thank you.
I will catch you. Yep.